everybody, you're now listening to Cup of Queens with Paige and Saray, and today we have Krystle Kvidt, who is the owner and founder of Haute Yogis here in Fargo, and it is a hot yoga bar and cycle studio.
Krystle is talking everything hot yoga with us and explaining the mental side, the physical side, and even the healing side that yoga provides to anyone who comes and enjoys hot yogis. It was really fun to listen to Krystle's journey on where she came from and how she got into this industry and where she's planning to go next.
So grab your cup and enjoy. We're going.
Do we always start out like that?
Yeah, we're always like, we're rolling. So we're so excited. I know Saray knows you, Krystle, really well, but I don't know you. So tell us about yourself.
Okay, well, where should I start?
Because you've done too much.
You've done so much.
Right?
So at the very beginning.
Start from, where you grew up and kind of how you got into Fargo.
Yeah.
Okay, I grew up in Grand Forks. I lived there until I was 19, moved to Tampa, Florida for a year, circled back, came back to Grand Forks, finished school at UND, and then moved to ASU and went to college there as well. After college, I went to Minneapolis, Minnesota, was there for a few years, and then I decided to stay in Fargo, so I landed back here.
I didn't know you were in Tampa.
Yeah.
Or Arizona. That's so cool. I love Arizona so much.
What did you do in both of those, in Tampa and Arizona?
I went to school and I also danced and did yoga stuff and anything fitness related, I guess. So.
Gosh. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then you came to Fargo and Haute Yogis was born.
Yep. My intent was to open great studios here in the area because there was a lack thereof in the entire state. So that was always my goal when I was about 14.
I had never heard of what even hot yoga was until I met you.
Right.
You were the first person to kind of be like, yes, this is a thing. Mm-hmm. Get your butt in class. Let's get you in shape here. So how did you find that?
I actually started doing it pretty, I would say, intently when I was 23, when I moved to Arizona.
Okay.
Yep, because that was the jam there, and it was around the corner from my house. I started because I had done yoga previously with my dad, who is now passed, but he used to teach up here in North Dakota.
Okay.
So that was my introduction, and then I moved elsewhere, and it was popular. Mm-hmm. My dance injuries actually led me into progressing with it as much as I have. So every surgeon would tell me I needed a new hip, probably by the time I was 30. And I was like, I'm going to find a different way. And so I did.
So you used that as like a healing?
100%.
Really?
That's so cool.
Bikram hot yoga is the prescription. If you don't take it every day, your ailments come back. And it can keep things good for as long as possible.
That's crazy. I feel like I should have known that, but I just, you need reminders. Yeah. I know we've talked about this before, definitely many of times with injuries. So, and you haven't had to get a hip replacement.
Right, or I ruptured my Achilles, I would say, gosh, I was probably 15.
Oh my gosh.
Never had surgery, but very close a couple times.
That is terrifying.
Wow.
Ran full marathons.
I feel like I've never heard that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
Still moving just fine. No surgeries. Mm-mm.
That is crazy. I feel like people look at yoga as a way to, or hot yoga, or any type of, fitness element as a way to get in shape.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And not so much as this is maintenance to keep your body intact. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good perspective.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's maintenance. It's not, it can be both, but I would say you want to stay as young as possible, then I would definitely suggest you try hot yoga every day.
Well, sign me up. Yeah. I'm going to be there. That's awesome. So when you have people coming to class, then do you see a lot more people coming because of the getting in shape aspect, or is it more of the,
that gets them in the door.
Yeah.
Sure.
But then gets them in the door, and then they understand, they progress more the more they come.
Yep.
Then it turns into more so like mental aspect, emotional versus just a workout.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because that is a huge part of yoga is that mental aspect. So talk about that a little bit because I definitely still need to be caught up to date on kind of what the goal is there.
Well, it depends on what your goal is, actually. I would say the mental part is with anything you do. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter if you're doing yoga or if you're running. It has to be right. Most people get uncomfortable and then they quit. And that's generally with anything. I see that the most with a class. Or I'm not very good at it, so I want to quit. Mm-hmm. That's the whole point, is to do something that makes you uncomfortable mentally, emotionally, physically, to get you into a better space in all those areas. Totally.
Heck yes. I love that.
I know, me too.
You can't grow unless you're going to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. I say that all the time, but I don't think about it when I'm in a workout class and I'm dying and I'm like, this is making me better, but I think I might reel it back. So that's cool that, that's a focus within your classes. Okay, not only is your body going to become strong, but we're going to get your mental state strong.
Mental is everything, yeah.
Gosh, that is awesome.
So kind of going back to the beginning then, what was the inspiration behind Haute Yogis in Fargo?
Well, like I said, I had always planned on opening studios before studios were really a thing. When I was back in high school, they'd say in career day, what do you want to do? And I would tell them, no, you have to pick a real one, Krystle. This is not it.
Really?
Oh, all the time, even
What?
in college.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
Now it's became, more open for students to like branch out. Back then, this is 20 years ago, it was not like that. A lot of my friends went into nursing, teaching, that kind of aspect. I was like, I want to go into preventative health care. What is that? There was not much.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So how did you just not care when people are like, that don't do that, or that's not a real thing? Did that ever affect you?
No.
Good.
I've always kind of done
That's
what
awesome.
I want. But I've had a lot of jobs to help me grow as a business owner as well. I will say that. So I've dabbled in a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Which made me strong at, I guess, what I really wanted to do.
Okay.
So I did a lot of, it's kind of like an actress, right? They go serve tables for 3 years, then they finally get to do a commercial or same kind of stuff. I did the background of different things until I finally got to do what I really wanted to do.
And put it all together.
Yep. So it wasn't very easy by any means.
Yeah. No. Nothing worth having comes easy.
Right.
For sure.
I had no backing. It was just me.
Gosh.
No bank, no man, no nothing. Just me.
No bank, no man, no nothing.
$100 in the bank account.
That is awesome. And
So I want to hear more about that because I'm sure it was scary. It was probably, oh my gosh, I'm putting everything on the line for this. And what did that look like for you?
I still was working probably like 5 different jobs when I started Haute Yogis.
Wow.
Gosh.
At that time.
And so what was kind of that break in the
I got too busy.
Really?
To be able to keep up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was growing too much. And then I expanded into Grand Forks. So I opened up a studio in Grand Forks as well. And then I knew I had to quit doing other stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That is so awesome.
So I know the one is in South Fargo. Was that the original location then? Mm-hmm. Okay, where was that?
So Base Dance Studios was the original with Amanda Kretschmann. Yep. So I rented out space at her dance studio.
Yep.
And I had to heat it up, which was always a project. 4 a.m, I'd drive there to turn on the heat for one class at 10 a.m.
Oh, geez.
And then I have to cool it down for the next session, whatever she had coming in there.
Yeah.
And then I had to do every day that I wanted a class.
And I remember going to that studio and taking class from you. And it's very cool to think back to that, which was probably 8 years ago.
It is, yep.
And I think that we could maybe fit 10 people in the studio
we were smashing them in there.
Yeah.
Pretty good, but yeah.
Yeah, like it was a tight squeeze.
It was
and
tight.
Then you look at your studio now and how much it's grown. I mean, you have the yoga studio, you have the cycling, you have the juice bar. I mean, it's like everything you've probably ever wanted.
Yeah.
Gosh,
One.
it's so cool.
It's a good evolution, I will say.
Yeah. Well, it's so exciting too to see where you started and then the journey, of where you are now. So,
Right?
Yeah.
We outgrew Amanda's space. I needed more times to have class. So then we moved to Edge in Moorhead with Dan Perry. He owns Edge Fitness. I'm good friends with Mari, his wife. So there was space in that gym. So we rented out the basement, kind of we did. You've been there.
Yep.
And then we outgrew that space and had to get a space of my own. So
cool.
my
That's
friends
so
were building this
cool.
location and they wanted me in there. So that's kind of how I fell into that.
Awesome.
Sure.
Gosh, those connections.
Yeah. So how many studios do you have now?
Just South Fargo, which
Okay.
I'm super happy with.
Yeah.
It is just in Fargo.
Yeah. Because you were doing Fargo and Grand
Yes.
Forks, but the driving,
6 years.
commute, I mean, everything.
It's
That's
tough.
a lot to balance.
It was a lot, and it was a lot at once for one person. Yes.
Yeah. And I think it's very admirable to see that sometimes I think people are scared to pull back
For sure.
a little bit because you don't want to look like, I couldn't do this or, I didn't have this in place. But I think I just know you very well,
Yes.
and I know that you just value quality.
Yeah.
And I think that's so, so important for people to realize that you don't need to do it all, and it's okay to scale back if it means that you're going to be really happy with this one location that you have.
Right? Yeah. And I kept pushing through things just because I didn't want to let people down more so. I was like, I know this is too much, having a school, 2 locations, juice bars, like cycling. Yeah, it was overwhelming. A lot. Yeah.
And that's okay. But I think I love that instead of, trying to tread water and keep yourself afloat and just being consumed with busyness, that you were like, no, this is where my max is. This is where I'm going to be the best performer, and this is how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of being average with 2 places,
Yes.
let's kill it and be phenomenal with the one.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's great.
I do too. All right, so we are going to take a quick break because we want to recognize an incredible organization that is right here in our area.
Far More to Give is an initiative started by 6 members of the Chamber of Commerce's leadership class of 2021. Their mission is to connect businesses and nonprofits to recycle new and gently used office supplies in the FM area.
Businesses that are upgrading and getting rid of the office supplies or furniture can donate them to nonprofits that might not have funds to buy all of their own supplies. This allows nonprofits to focus more on their mission and keep these items out of landfills.
Businesses and nonprofits can join this initiative by joining the Far More to Give Facebook group. So who was your biggest inspiration through all of this?
Well, my dad for sure, because he introduced me to yoga. And I had worked out with him since I was probably 12 in any group fitness realm at the Y. This is so long ago, but I worked there. I, cleaned Nautilus machines. I think I was probably like 14 or so.
Oh, gosh.
I did jazzercise. I mean, I've done it all in the group fitness area. But I grew up doing that as well. So, it was always something I loved.
It's just part of your life.
And cycling became huge then when I was in my teens. So, we had an instructor there named Marna, and she now ironically teaches for me. And I'm super close with
Funny
her.
change of
Yep,
roles.
yep. So she was one of my first teachers who taught me a lot. And then now she teaches at my studio.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
So your dad was obviously a huge inspiration, and you kind of said, I didn't have money, I didn't have man, I didn't have anything else backing me. So
Except education.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to ask, what was something that maybe really motivated you to keep progressing with this dream?
Yeah. Education is huge. I have a few college degrees, but I still would educate myself and go get certified in different aspects in this because this was like my hobby at the time.
Yeah.
Even though you go teach somewhere, it was a hobby.
Right.
It was not my job,
Yeah.
you know, my full-time job. So having a dance background was huge because you take class all day. It's similar.
Sure. Yep.
So yeah, I would say anything I did as a teen really prepped me for now.
And just motivated you to keep following that dream.
Yeah.
It sounds like you were very set. Like, my eyes were on the prize. Like, this is my goal, and that's what I'm sticking
I moved
with.
home as in North Dakota, to open studios.
That is so
And I will
awesome.
do it.
Yeah.
I don't know when and I don't know how, but I'm going to do it.
I love that. Good for you.
And so you opened the studio. How long have you been open now officially?
I think 8 years
8 years?
more.
Okay.
Maybe we're on 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
That
a
is
long time.
wild.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plus, I mean, all the classes and everything that you did prior to
right.
that. I mean,
I don't
you were
even-
still
yeah.
teaching before those 8 years.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah.
So being a business owner for the past 8 years, I mean, you got some years under your belt. You know what you're doing. You've definitely been you've been through some stuff. Like, what are some of the biggest struggles that you have overcome with being a business owner?
I would say great help, always, as most people will probably tell you, is hard to find.
Yeah.
You have to be persistent always and consistent yourself. That's huge. And then knowing when to back off.
Oh, okay.
I think it's super important to be there and be involved and be aware of what's going on. Naturally, people won't tell you everything when you're there.
Yep.
So, yeah, to just be more hands-on has always helped me.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Versus Grand Forks, I wasn't there as much. I didn't know as much.
And is that where that disconnect was maybe?
Yeah, when I stopped going up there as much. Because that was kind of the plan, right? Like, you have numerous locations. You can't be at them all.
Right.
Well, the quality I felt like wasn't there when I wouldn't be on top of things there. It also could be how I set it up, or, you know, what I expected maybe was too high, or different things. Also different demographic.
Totally.
Different area.
100%.
Very
I
different
grew up
than
there. I
Fargo.
wanted to bring a studio there. They wanted it. They kept asking me for one. So I delivered as best I could.
Yeah.
And then I sold it to my manager, who's great. And so, yeah. Done with that now. So I
But
don't
that's
have to worry
awesome
about
that
it.
you helped kind of leave a footprint in
For
that.
sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
There was not anything even close.
yeah.
So is that one still open then?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. So that one's still open. I sold it last October. Yep.
Okay. Nice.
And that was great. A lot of like big relief.
Weight off your
It
shoulders.
was just so much.
Yeah. So what could you give advice to people who maybe do need to think about, okay, how much can you really take on your plate?
Well, get a good therapist. No. Seriously though, I started therapy 4 years ago. It was the best thing I ever did.
Really? Everyone says that.
You need one when people think you need one when something's wrong. You need one to stay right.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
therapy
sure.
is huge. I think it's great. It just takes your mind in a different perspective that you wouldn't normally.
And has an outside view.
Yeah, huge. She kind of made me realize you want to be going to Grand Forks this many days a week. You already work 80 hours. You want to work some more? No. Like, this is too much. You need to understand that. And I was like, oh, it's just what I do. So I think of it like as work. Right?
Yeah. That is such a good... I think that if everyone can, they should do that. And I should take my own advice.
Yes.
But I've not yet spoken with someone who's like, didn't really love going to my therapist, didn't really help me out.
Yeah.
Just need a new therapist. Totally. That's what they say.
That's what they say. And I think too about just being open. If you're willing to, accept the process and however that may be, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I should probably try.
We all should. That's for sure.
We all should try it. So, obviously it takes a ton of work and effort and motivation to do your day-to-day, to stay motivated on top of it and always, kind of looking at the next best thing. How do you stay motivated to continue teaching and at least keeping yourself motivated to work out?
Great question. I would say the biggest motivator are the people that come.
Really?
Hands down. I think the community that we have is so great. I wouldn't do what I'm doing if I didn't love the people that are there.
Oh, that's so awesome.
You know?
Yeah.
I love what I do, and I honestly love the people that come.
That's awesome.
And they motivate you to keep teaching. Because I've seen you teach, and you're going from one class to another, and you're not just yelling at people. You're doing the whole class.
Sometimes, depending on the format, it really depends on what style and what I am teaching, I guess.
Yeah.
That frameworks what I do physically.
Okay. I was going to ask that.
Mentally.
Because I've only been at one class, and so I was like, is it a lot of walking around and helping people, or is it?
Depends.
Okay. Yeah.
It depends who's in the class. I think a great teacher can teach verbally the whole class. I think a great teacher can teach demonstrating, we call it the whole class. I also think there's something to be said about doing both well as teaching, not just doing the moves.
Right.
They can't always see you. They can't always hear you. So you have to be able to describe what is going on.
What you should be feeling, what the muscles are focusing on.
Okay.
And you're always, from the couple classes that I've taken, you're always walking around and fixing people and saying, no, you need to be here, you need to be there. And so I always just was so inspired by you, because I'm like, I'm dying. She's done 4 of these already today. Oh, is she still standing? But that's so awesome, and it's really cool that the motivation is the people.
It is. And I've conditioned myself, obviously, throughout the years to do so much in a day. Now I'm learning to maybe do a little less. If possible.
So do you still take classes yourself?
I am one of, I will say that is a huge thing I preach. So if I'm going to teach, I better be taking class as well. I would say a lot of group fitness instructors do not see that side. Oh, I've taught, and that's enough. But then you're not actually involving yourself fully.
Right.
That's my perspective. I know there's a lot of grit with that, but you can't focus on yourself if you're teaching others completely.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
And I think that's applicable into so many avenues.
To anything.
You can't be great at what you're doing if you're unwilling to learn and grow. Everything changes. Everything expands. And if you stay stagnant in your opinions, you're going to get left in the dust.
Yeah.
I think you have to be a great student to be a good master or a teacher at anything. And learning different areas of different, not necessarily just yoga. Will help you.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah.
So and being open-minded.
Yep.
I know, Saray, that's with our job too. That's why we're always encouraged to read and, try different things that challenge you, and both physically and mentally.
And I'm so thankful for that. Yeah. I mean, if I hadn't learned that from you and from other people in my life, I totally would be fine with just being like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'll just take it away. So if you think you need to learn more, you do. Everyone does.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, what has been something within your career or within your studio that maybe you feel like people have misconceptions on?
I can't do it because it's hot. I can't do yoga because I'm not flexible. 2 most taboo things, like, do you go to a beach? Yes. You can come in the room. I've been doing this 22 years. I've yet to see someone pass out or die. Okay, so there's that. And I'm not flexible. I'm like, well, you're just got to bend your knees to touch your toes. There's ways to do things. You just have to come learn. It's the open mind. It's just closed off. Yeah. It's easy to go to the gym because I know what I'm doing there.
Right.
And I like to be good at it because I have an ego because I'm an American. It's a very American way of thinking.
Totally.
That's what I have found with travel. Like, other places, they're sometimes more open to different things.
Really?
Which is why we're exposed, to so minimal.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
That's such a good way to put that, though. I mean, I love that. Can you go to a beach? Well, yeah, I can go to a beach where it's
at the beach all day.
95 degrees, but put me in a studio that's 85 degrees? Absolutely not. I can't do that.
Right.
Yeah. That's such a good, and I think, again, that's so applicable in so many other avenues. How many times do you tell yourself you can't do something when it's very comparable to maybe something you've already done?
I feel like that, honestly, for hot yoga, I know somebody had asked, oh, come with me. Cause I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's really hot. Yeah. Of course, making excuses, but it's so true. So I love that you say that because it definitely is.
Totally.
But
totally.
Have an open mind and go.
Go.
I would say what we do is very different than maybe the norm or how people view it. Just basic yoga, because that's not what we do.
Yeah.
I can do that. Do I love doing that? Sure, when it applies. It doesn't apply every day, and it doesn't apply to every class or every style or every format. And that's where, like, our instructors get variety. They can do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many instructors do you have?
I think we have 13 right now.
Wow,
I'm
that's
training
a lot.
for... we're always bringing and moving. Yeah. The turnover rate at our studio is super low.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. That's great.
Like, we rarely lose one a year.
Well, that says a lot about you.
Yeah,
that's so good.
They're just amazing people.
Yeah.
Having amazing people is huge. And that's taken a while, to understand where to put your time and energy. And I think training them is huge. And getting the best potential and energy from someone versus like their knowledge. I don't care what you know. As long as you're a good person.
Yep.
If you're a good person, I can teach you everything.
Yes. And if you're willing.
And if you're willing, for sure.
Yep. And consistent. Like everything else, doesn't matter.
Yeah. That is so cool.
Yeah.
And that is such a testament to you that you've been able to retain that. And it's definitely taken years, of course. And I mean... But it's very cool to see, like we were talking about earlier, where you started to where you are now.
For sure.
Yeah. Also within the last year that we had with COVID.
Oh, yeah.
At-home workouts. That has kind of turned into definitely something that people are maybe reminded of because for a little while there wasn't an option. So what do you think that comparison is like between being in the studio in, that environment versus being at home and just watching a video?
Give us the honest
opinion. I think at home is great if you have little kids. You can't get away. I think anything is better than nothing in terms of moving. So I think it's great. There's a time and a place, and COVID was that. And no, I think there's no comparison.
Yeah.
Going to a class, you're going to do your energy, your mood, everything changes being with people versus being solo.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So I don't do at home. I probably never will. If I do, I'm walking on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Okay.
And literally supporting my friends who have to do them still because of COVID and doing bills.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding you.
Oh my god.
Like I just put it on for like background.
Dang.
I think the at-home stuff was hard. I tried a lot over COVID and I was like, oh, okay, this isn't so bad.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like having the energy of people in the room saying you can do it.
Yeah.
Or this is what you need to fix and then you're going to feel really great. Or just when you're done leaving and being like, heck yeah, we just went through that. That was really hard.
I think the face-to-face interaction and just talking to real people, the world has totally lost that. And now because of the stupid cell phones and, all virtual, I hate it. I do too. And so during COVID, when I still lived in an apartment, my roommate and we did Beachbody.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was really great.
They're not bad.
They're not bad, no.
I did those a long time ago.
Yeah. But I was like, okay, if I had to do this forever, probably wouldn't work because I was not ever like, I'm going to go kill it,
Pushing yourself.
So, for sure.
It's a great way to quit.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
It is.
And then you end up disappointed.
Yes.
And then it's like, okay, the struggle to get back.
The convenience factor is there.
Yes.
Well, Paige and I, we've talked. We just got our Pelotons.
And I personally love it, so I'm an advocate. Yeah.
It's good to have, but there's definitely times where I'm like, you know what, I need some face-to-face. I need to put myself in uncomfortable settings because I think people, they get
You're at
very,
home, you're
very,
comfy.
you're
Hop
very
on.
comfortable. Yes.
Hop on the bike.
I could jump on and say, okay, I'm going to do a 45-minute ride, or if I'm kind of lazy, I'm going to, you know what, I'm just going to do a 20
You
today.
can make it as comfortable as you want at home.
Yes.
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 And that's
Or
why
I'm just going to turn that resistance down.
Right.
You know?
I think it's great if you want to be comfortable.
Yeah. And I think that's where balance is key.
Yep.
Right. Do both.
I'm very excited to have that comfortability when it's a blizzard outside and
Yes.
I can't get somewhere, or
Yeah.
if we should ever go through a pandemic again, let's hope not. But I do need a class where someone's telling me what to do.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
more fun.
It is
There's
so
nothing
much more
more
fun.
fun than that.
I totally agree.
Well,
I
I'm
will
gonna take
say
the advice
everything like has trends, right?
Yes.
This Peloton thing will fade in 5 years, probably less, and then everyone's going to be using them to hang their clothes.
I
Just
agree.
Like
I
treadmills,
agree.
Just like
I
no
know.
more
Yep.
track, just anything like that goes its course.
It's in for
It's
the
in for a
time.
little
The time.
bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
But community
That doesn't
Is forever.
That's
does
forever.
have a
Yeah.
phase, and I truly believe that. And even just watching
Yeah.
your business, I mean, the community has only grown.
Right.
It never trails back, and I think it's because you build great people. You have people who love to go there, and they make friends there.
Yes.
And that you can't get on a bike.
With COVID, that
Absolutely.
was hard. Telling people you have to go. Like, you can't stay here and chat. Like, that was very hard for me. And it was very hard to enforce because no one wanted to do that.
Right.
Well, if you want us to be open, you can't. You got to go social distance, and you have to leave.
Yeah.
Talk in the parking lot. Like, I can't control that.
Yeah.
You cannot do it here.
But don't do it here, please.
You don't gotta
I
go
want
home,
to
but you
stay
gotta
open.
get the hell out of here.
That's exactly it. I was like, you can't stay. This is the rules. I got to follow them. So enforcing the rules through COVID has been a challenge.
Thank goodness we made it through that.
I know, thank goodness. I think we need to both sign up because, yes, we have the at-home spray, but now we need to do the group. Well, you do a little bit.
We're so close.
We're so close. Okay, no excuses. We're going to
Yeah,
sign
no.
up. Yeah.
Dude,
But we're only taking your classes. No, just kidding.
everyone's great. Everyone's great in
teasing.
their own way. You know, you'll see. But
Yeah. No, I need to get
Yeah.
my butt back in there.
If
Yeah.
anything, it's never, ever, ever boring.
No.
Good. I
It's
love that.
never boring.
And if it's boring, it's because you have a block mentally.
Yes.
Literally. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like, this is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun. I get my butt beat. That's for sure.
Good shape.
So what do you think is the most rewarding part for you to be a business owner and be, part of the community here in Fargo?
Oh, I've never thought of that, I guess. I love the people, so I would say I love having the freedom to give them what I think maybe they need, want, and maybe what they don't want all the time, but I know they need. So that has allowed me to do things differently than, let's say, a franchise.
Totally.
Because a lot of
That's
people
a good
wanted me to
point.
franchise for a while.
Really?
Yeah, I was approached and I was like, no. And this is why. Because I don't think the quality is there. Like, you know me. Mm-hmm. I want the quality to be great no matter what. Even if I'm there 12 hours a day. Mm-hmm. That matters to me. Having success is the people being happy. Mm-hmm. Or maybe uncomfortable.
Yes.
Because they can be uncomfortable. Then there's change.
I
Right.
love that.
Yeah.
Versus just,
I love that so much.
I'm not doing it for a paycheck. I do a lot of other things to make money. This would not be the moneymaker for me.
But you're passionate about it.
I am.
And I think that speaks volumes. I think there's so many people who do something because it's going to make them a lot of money
Yes.
very quickly, or they stay at a job because they're so comfortable, they make a lot of money. But you're doing this because you love it and you believe in it, and it makes you a better person. It makes you get the heck out of bed.
Right? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Totally. I don't think I will ever not teach in some form. And I will never stop doing hot yoga.
I love
People
that.
say,
I do
what
too.
about when you're this old or pregnant? Like there's so many different, or if you have a broken leg, I'm like, I will still be in there doing what I do. There's ways. I've seen people do it.
That
People
is
come to class
incredible.
no matter what. A lot of people do.
Yeah.
It's so awesome too that you have found that passion of something that you truly love. And I love that gets you out of bed in the morning because
Yeah.
I totally agree with Paige. I think that a lot of people go seeking out money or fame or whatever it might be. And it's like, that's not what you're going to leave when you leave this earth. That's not what you're going to have. Those aren't attainable things that you're going to take with you. And it's very cool that you value that.
Right.
That's a great reminder.
No, I couldn't agree more.
Okay. Well, we have a fun game.
I was
for
just
you.
going to say it. We have to play this game.
That you don't know about.
It's a surprise!
And we're calling it Krystle's Crystal Ball.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
It kind of like goes along with the yoga.
It does.
Yeah.
And I love psychics. So,
So we're going to
give it to
be
me.
reading you off some scenarios, and we want to know how you would react to them. So we're going to be preparing you for maybe, I don't know if these
future.
things will ever happen, but
Okay.
you'll be ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So first one. Your ex-boyfriend wants into your class. How do you proceed?
Which one?
Oh, I don't know.
The worst one.
He actually apologized now, so we're good. So they can come as long as they pay.
There you go.
I love
if you're going
that.
to be a paying customer,
Great.
Hey, everyone's
in.
welcome.
Everyone's welcome. As long as they are not going to like insult my instructors or something.
Yeah.
I get very defensive with that.
That's
or
good.
be
As you should.
rude to people.
Yeah.
Everyone's welcome.
Come in with positivity and then you can
Yeah.
say.
Yes,
Yeah.
do not
Okay.
be rude to the instructors or the community, and then I'm fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
Okay,
I like
so
that one.
this one is funny. You're hungover, but you have to teach.
Yep.
How do you proceed?
You get up and you go. That's been a learning experience because obviously I've done this for 22 years now. So I've drank in between there these last 22. So
There's been some
Yeah.
Yes.
hungover.
it is the best way to get rid of a hangover.
That
I
is
will tell
so
people that.
true.
Yeah, because you sweat all the toxins, all
You
the bad
might
stuff
reek
out.
while you're in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't stand next to that guy.
You can just go in there and lay down and you'll feel better. You feel better leaving.
That's
So
amazing.
People are like, I'm too hungover, I'm too sick to come. I'm like, sick with what exactly?
Yeah.
I mean, just fine.
I think you can
come sweat it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, maybe this has happened to you before, but
Okay.
somebody rips their entire pants during class. How do you proceed?
This has, but not the entire way. She left and then switched out and then came back. Oh, like they didn't know?
Yeah.
I
they
probably
didn't
wouldn't
know.
say anything.
You wouldn't?
No, because maybe they wanted them to rip. I don't know.
Right.
There's all sorts.
That's the trend.
No judgment.
No judgment zone.
I love it.
Unless it was someone
funny.
I knew would be like very embarrassed. It's dark in there.
That's
It
No
is
one's
true. It
looking
is
at
pretty
you.
dark in
Yeah.
there.
No one's going to know if you
I
ripped
always
your
say,
pants in
believe
there.
me,
Right.
no one's looking at you but the teacher.
Yeah.
That's for safety things. They're involved with themselves and it's dark. So
I
Yeah.
love it.
Okay, so what if Kim Kardashian unexpectedly pops into your class, but you're full, you're at max capacity? What do you do?
well, she's got to take off her makeup first. So I
Give her a couple minutes.
I give her a makeup removal thing first. Like a hair tie, and I'd be like, "You ready? Are you sure? You really want to come?" Okay. With COVID, we got to follow the rules. So
Yeah.
that's without that, I'd make room.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it
Kim
out.
K.
For Kim K.
Who wants the volunteers tribute to leave so
Yeah.
Kim K can come to
Right. Or someone's already been there for 2 hours,
Right.
like,
Time
give
to
them
go.
a spot or something. Yeah, we could figure it out.
That's funny. Okay. Your Spotify account stopped working right before class and now only allows you to play elevator music. What do you do?
I would still teach with it.
You can get down with that. It works.
I have to be a better instructor, and that has happened quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah, and I have backups. Like I have YouTube?
Sure.
Or, no, not YouTube, but the old school, the first stuff.
Pandora?
iTunes.
Oh, iTunes.
Oh,
I have
That's
that.
so bad. I
That
couldn't
is-
even
It's still
think
on my
about that.
phone, so it like kicks on some. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
okay. Well,
but that does happen.
But you would teach to the elevator music. I have faith that you could
Absolutely.
make it work.
absolutely.
No power.
Love
We're
that.
still gonna go.
Yeah.
We're doing something. We're all there. Yeah, that happens.
So what happens if your high school best friend comes to a class and then she pretends she doesn't know you at all? How do you proceed?
Oh, I'm gonna call her out the entire class.
Really?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Sally, remember me now? Get lower in your downward dog.
That's exactly what I would do.
That's good.
That's exactly what I would do. Yeah, because that happened quite a bit in Grand Forks.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
For freaking rude.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Maybe
That's
they just didn't
unfortunate.
put it together
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
too scared to say hi. Like that, that's common. There's a lot of people there sometimes, so
Oh,
it's not always from a negative place, but yeah.
it has happened.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh.
Well, good for you for being like, hey, I'm going to call you on your shit.
I'm just, yeah. They're just going to get a really good workout.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All right. You're out on the town, and while you're out, you overhear someone talking smack about your studio. How do you proceed?
It just depends on who, I would say, and what they're actually talking about. If it's something relevant, then I would maybe address it. If it was something gossip, no.
Yeah.
Because people talk no matter what.
Yeah.
Just
People are
ignore
gonna
it.
talk.
They like you, they don't like you. If they're talking about you, you're doing something right.
Absolutely.
I love that.
I
love
knew you were gonna
that.
have such a great answer for this because,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that if you're ever doing something, someone's not going to like it.
No, and they're probably just doesn't like something about themselves every time.
Snaps to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
I'm
love-
talking about other people. You gotta, something's
Yes.
wrong inside of you, not necessarily me. Right?
Right.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a perfect answer.
Okay, so you walk into the studio one day and somebody has anonymously donated $1 million to your business. How do you proceed?
Well, I'll probably cry. I'd post that all over social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to know who it was? I mean, yeah, that'd probably be on the news, right?
Oh, for sure.
Amazing. Like, couldn't be
Totally
more
on the
thankful.
news.
We should manifest that. Let's put that
That's
out
what
there.
I'm
That's where
saying.
I'm going with
We're
that.
giving you the crystal ball.
Yeah.
We hope that people see these things.
That would, yeah. Any donation is always accepted. Yes. We always need help. Everyone always needs
Yes.
help. People that say they don't need help in asking for help. I'm one of those people.
That
I've
is a
worked
really-
on that.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
for
is
sure.
so true.
Together is better.
So what would you do with that $1 million though?
Woo. Depends. I'd have to check with Jess, my accountant, first. She's great. She's been the best. Like
love
one
that.
of the godsends to me in the last 4 years. She's helped change things, how I see them,
Cool.
and how I need to like work with debt differently and SBA loans and just
That is awesome.
That is awesome.
That's a skill in itself.
Good to have somebody like that in your corner.
Yeah,
for sure.
For
Yeah.
sure. Cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Well, we looked into the crystal ball.
Yeah.
But truthfully, I mean, what is next for you?
Yeah. What's next for you? What's next for Hot Yogis?
Well, I always say if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what we're
for
doing
sure.
now is amazing. I would always love more classes. I always want to bring in different things. Sometimes they don't last. We've tried a lot over the years. And I'm always open to just about anything. But I will write a book. I've been saying this for a long time.
You
Oh my
need to.
gosh.
Well, this
I
is like
applaud
I've
anybody
tabled it.
who wants to do that because that's on my goal list is
Good.
to write a
You
book.
should write it.
So I should write it. The day you
Go
start,
write
I'll
it.
start.
No, I'm saying you write my book. I just need help. I need someone to ghostwrite it. So that's been a thing.
That's on your bucket
I've
list.
tabled it for like 4 years. So
Oh my gosh.
That's so amazing.
2021 might be the year we're gonna find
Let's
out.
do it.
Yeah.
Yes. I think you
So
should.
cool.
Okay, so that's on the list.
That's on the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then just doing what you're doing. You're happy with.
Yes, and the yoga school, I would love to expand that differently than others. I will never do online.
Sure. Yep.
As I said, I think hands-on is super important. You have
sure.
to get in there to really
Yeah.
understand. You can read anything.
Absolutely.
To apply it is a whole different ballgame.
Yep.
I cannot preach that enough with anything in life, but obviously yoga and Hot Yogis classes are what I do. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't, sell someone short and do it online.
Yeah.
Well, and to
I
just make sure
can't
somebody's
personally.
doing it correctly too. You can't get that if it's virtual.
I was
you
going to
know.
say that the liability with virtual stuff is huge.
Really?
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sure.
And I won't put my, self out there unless I knew
Yeah.
everyone was safe and you really don't know
if you're not with them.
If you're not with them
you
or
can't
who they
see.
are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not
That's
doing
for
it
sure.
to make a buck.
Yeah.
That's
No.
for sure. Yeah.
No.
Okay, cool. So book, expanding the classes, and I mean, I know that there's going to be so many more great things ahead for you, but tell everybody where they can find you, how they can get involved with Hot Yogis, and how they can follow along with you. We want to know when that book releases.
Yeah.
Good. You'll get one. Okay.
Can we get a signed copy?
Yes, you sure can. You sure
We'll
can.
make it a part of our book club.
Yeah. Okay, so where can everybody find you?
At Hot Yogis, our website is www.haute-yogis.com. And you can always find us on Facebook, Instagram, as well as I think we have a TikTok now.
Hey!
I have help with this.
Look at you!
Yep, I have help with this now. Cecilia's like my little marketing manager, and she's in school for it. So,
Oh my gosh,
Cool.
awesome!
yep, getting
Yeah.
the younger crew involved is helping.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Ah,
good!
this was so fun.
so
fun.
much
fun.
You
rock.
are
Thank you.
incredible.
You
and
are.
we'd love to just get some
Thanks for
insight
just
of
having
this.
me.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming.
so much.
We will post all of those links and
Yep.
make sure
Okay.
that we continue to follow along with Hot Yogis. Get your butt into class, people.
Go sign up. You won't regret it. We'll be right there with you.
Yes.
So cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.